What's going on to my sports fans out there? Once again, it's K-Stu the GOAT for Vernon Speaks Sports. We're talking about Auburn football and the rest of the SEC. Want to give a shout out to my fearless and true gang, War Eagle. The recruiting process is getting down to the nitty-gritty, baby. We're almost at National Signing Day. Still on the bubble. Probably the biggest recruit on the list is George Pickens. He still has not signed yet. Like I said before, I think he's going to do that whole dramatic put your hat on the stage, table, song and dance, all that other stuff. But on to who we already have. Got several great athletes who have already enrolled in school and about ready to get started with preparation for spring football. I think this gives teams a huge advantage. Gives Auburn a huge advantage having these early enrollees to where they can go ahead and get acclimated with the culture of the program and start to, get to know the players, get to know, kind of where things are going with the program and getting to know the coaches and things of that nature, solidifying those relationships that they form during the recruiting process. Now, one of my favorite guys out of this, he doesn't get a lot of publicity. Not sure why. I can speculate why. He's not from the South per se. He's from Chesapeake, Virginia. His name is Cameron Kelly. He's not from North Atlanta where all the great recruits come from. He's not from Miami, so he's not getting all that love, baby. But he is a 4-star athlete out of Chesapeake, Virginia, who had originally committed to Virginia Tech, but he decided that he wanted to put his show back into the game and wound up being recruited in a very, very clever recruiting move by Auburn, because Auburn typically doesn't, stomp the pavement up in Virginia. They wound up getting a rare gem in Cameron Kelly. Now, Cameron Kelly is listed as an athlete. Usually when I see something like this, I think versatility. I think this is a kid who is a very, very high talented, skilled player, and they usually turn out to either be wide receivers or defensive backs. In this particular case, I think Cameron Kelly is being recruited as a defensive back, which is, a pretty safe pick, because looking at this kid on film, he's very versatile. He played his senior year, he played quarterback and he played defensive back. And he's a very highly talented athlete. And being a quarterback, chances are he brings a lot of instincts and a lot of intelligence to the game, because he knows what other positions have to do, including the opposing position. So that will give him a even more broader frame of reference as a defensive back. Because if you look at him on film, he's always usually in very, very good position, both defensively and offensively, to make plays because of his high level of intelligence for the game. But that's not to take away his athleticism. On the defensive side, when he does make contact, he makes contact. He's a very aggressive hitter. He's very physical, and he's pretty fast. Not just blazing spectacular speed, but he's pretty fast, but he's very quick in range, at the point of attack. He can find the football very well. And I think Auburn has done a very good job of recruiting individuals that have what I call range. And that's something that Auburn has lacked, especially at the linebacker position. So as we move forward with this, with this particular recruiting class, I think we need to see the diamonds in the rough in this thing. We got a lot of 3 stars, a lot of 4 stars, and it's very sexy a lot of times to look at teams like Alabama and their 5-star recruits and all of this other stuff. But Auburn actually has a lot of good, talented recruits that can be developed very well in this recruiting class. And Cameron Kelly fits the bill on that. Very impressive recruiting effort by Auburn to snatch this guy away from Virginia Tech, because he's going to add a lot of versatility to what's already going to probably be I'll go out on a limb and say this is probably going to be the most talented, the most gifted defensive backfield that Auburn has ever had. I know that may kind of sort of be a bold statement, but at least in recent history. You have a lot of talent at that defensive back position. You got Daniel Thomas, Kristen Tutt. Oh man, my man Noah Igbenogany, Smoke Monday. It's so many to name that you really have a bunch of savages back there at the defensive backfield. Probably going to be one of the more talented backfields in the country. And to add insult to injury, recruiting a guy like Cameron Kelly who has so much versatility. He can play the nickel cornerback. He can play, straight up man-to-man. To be safe, to start him out, I'd start him out at that nickel cornerback. And with all the talent that we have, I'll go out on a limb and say, let's let him play the 4 games that he's allowed to play, and then redshirt him and groom him to be a part of the Savages next year. I think we have a very, very good recruit in Cameron Kelly. Congratulations to the Auburn defensive recruiting staff. I mean, you did good on this one. I think this is a home run recruit, and really look out for this kid. Get your notepads out and write this down. The name is Cameron Kelly from Chesapeake, Virginia. He's a 4-star, considered an athlete, probably going to play defensive back at Auburn. Already enrolled, already getting geared up to make some impact. Once again, it's K-Stu the GOAT for Vernon Speaks Sports. Mostly talking about Auburn football and the rest of the SEC. War Eagle. Like, comment, and subscribe.